So our feature story today is, well, the God of War moment that nearly got cut. And Cory Barlog actually took to, GameSpot's new show, Audio Logs, to talk about the whole thing. Because, well, here's what you don't understand about God of War if you hadn't played it up until this point. Well, you had no idea. So, obviously, this moment is kind of what brought the whole franchise right back into it, and then went, oh, guess what? And then now we're relaunching it, and in a new direction. And for me, watching that moment for the first time, definitely iconic. So, by the way, the article for this show and all the other, the articles for used on this show, at least, I can't talk. All of the articles for today's show, I got it right, will be at technewsgadget.net/103. Or if you're listening in the podcast player, all you have to do is type or swipe or tap for more information, and you can literally tap on the article that you want, and it should load the article right up for you. So, let's see. 2018's God of War has received widespread critical acclaim. Among its many achievements is the way it brought nuance to Kratos, a character that many would argue had simply served as an avatar for rage and bloodthirsty fury up until that point. In the PS4 Suedo reboot, Kratos takes on the responsibility of fatherhood, and in doing so is forced to make decisions that put his son Atreus, or boy, as most of us would like to call him, before himself. Keep in mind, spoilers for God of War follow, so if you haven't played the game, sorry, you've been warned. And if you have, well, you'll probably enjoy this recap. One such moment sees him returning to use the Blades of Chaos, the iconic weapon from previous games that he used to carve a bloody path through the pantheon of Greek gods as part of a crusade for vengeance. Let's just say he just annihilated everything. The extended scene during which he travels home to dredge up a past he had hoped at least would remain buried is powerful for what it represents, but it was almost left out of the game due to technical and design challenges. In the first episode of GameSpot's new show Audio Logs, God of War director Cory Barlog discusses the issues that developers Santa Monica Studios faced when bringing the Blades of Chaos to the new God of War, which swapped the isometric and side-on view of the classic series for a more cinematic, behind-the-shoulder viewpoint. Now, he explained the payoff that we actually got the Blade of Chaos right, that was always in question. We didn't do the blades until probably the last year of development. We worked on the Leviathan axe for so long that there was a possibility that the blades were just going to have to get cut because they're taking so long to get online that everybody said, look, it took 3.5 years to 4 to do the axe right. You're never going to be able to do the blades in time. So we had a good year of animated chain moves that were like, that doesn't feel right, that doesn't work. And with this new camera angle, where you have the camera behind Kratos, it's very different. You don't get the same visual as when you have a side view of Kratos shooting the chain blades out. Seeing it as an isometric view, seeing it from a side view, you get a better view of the line of action. We really had to figure out how to take the old moves and make them work that much better in this camera angle. And me personally, this is Taylor talking, I think they did a really good job. I mean, when I saw him go back and then get the blades out, I'm like, he's bringing them back. Yes! And then I got to play with them. I'm like, this is just like, the previous games where I just smash everything. And now I could just go back to smashing everything, and then the monsters varied themselves up and got different. And so I couldn't exactly take all of them on with the Blades of Chaos because some of them were just immune. Interesting. Barlog goes on to explain that while the Blades of Chaos are a nice nod to longtime fans of the God of War series, they also served a crucial narrative purpose. After all, Sony Santa Monica's original vision for the game wasn't one that cast aside Kratos' brutal history and the questionable morals of his previous action, but one that embraced them to show its evolution as a person. So much of the game was built on this revelation, this realization from Kratos that the Blades were something he was going to have to return to. They were something he wanted to get rid of. But he would have to go back to them. He'd have to put them on, and he'd have to do that for his son. That was part of his growth. That growth, and the part that the Blades of Chaos played in presenting it, made God of War one of the standout games of the year. GameSpot's God of War review awarded it a 9 out of 10, with critic Peter Brown saying its biggest surprise was how mature its storytelling had become. He continued, like Kratos, God of War recalls the past while acknowledging the need to improve. Everything new it does is for the better, and everything it holds on to benefits as a result. Kratos is no longer a predictable brute. God of War is no longer an old-fashioned action series. With this reboot, it confidently walks a new path that will hopefully lead to more exciting adventures to come. So there's a link on there that you should be able to read more information, watch the video, and enjoy. Be sure to let me know what you guys think in a comment section down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'd like your thoughts. For me, personally, if I were to do a review on God of War, man, I enjoyed that game so much. Actually, reading this article now makes me want to go back, boot up the PlayStation, and just play it again because of how much fun it was. It clicked immediately. The axe, I was like, I hope I don't have to play with this stupid axe the entire time. I mean, I'm starting to get a hang of it. I'm starting to enjoy the moves and some of the combos I can get going on. And then the blades came out. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. And then when it ended, I went, what? No way. And he was like, boom. And I'm like, oh, dang, can't wait till the next game comes out. Spoiler alert, I'm not telling you any more than that. And if you haven't played the game, play it. You'll enjoy it. And if you have, well, you know what I was talking about.